How to ask a woman for intimacy without rejection. Dark psychology tricks she can't resist. Psychology tricks. Love is an act of courage, not control. Let me start this video with something real. Most men don't actually fear intimacy. They fear that pause right before it, and the no that might come after. Because rejection doesn't just sting, it flips the whole mood. One minute things feel warm, the next minute she goes quiet, pulls away, or says something that makes you feel like you misread everything. And a lot of good men stop trying, not because they're weak, but because they don't want to feel foolish. Here's the truth most people never learn. Women rarely reject intimacy itself. They reject the emotional experience around it. If what you're asking creates pressure, awkwardness, guilt, or fear, her body and her heart will protect her. It's not personal, it's safety. But if what you're inviting creates comfort, respect, and connection, then intimacy doesn't feel like a decision. It feels like a natural next step. So, what's the psychology trick that reduces rejection? It's not manipulation, it's not forcing, it's not dark anything, it's simple. You ask in a way that gives her safety and control while showing your confidence. Instead of making it about what you want from her, you make it about what you want with her, and you leave space for her to choose. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe, she doesn't feel trapped. And when she doesn't feel trapped, she can actually feel desire. That's what we're going to break down. How to invite intimacy without begging, without pushing, and without risking that cold shutdown. By speaking to the part of her that decides, do I feel safe, respected, and wanted right now? Now let's go deeper. 1. Stop asking for intimacy. Start inviting it. Here's a truth most men never hear, and once it clicks, everything changes. Attraction begins to fade the moment you ask for intimacy like you're seeking permission instead of offering an experience. Asking too early creates pressure. Pressure quietly signals that you don't fully trust your own presence. Don't ask. Don't hover. Don't fish for approval. Be the man who invites instead. An invitation feels calm, grounded, optional. And that emotional difference is enormous in female psychology. When you ask, you put her on the spot. You turn the moment into a decision test. When you invite, you give her space to lean in naturally, at her own pace, without feeling cornered or evaluated. That is where real connection forms. Saying, "Is this okay?" too soon hands her a responsibility she never asked for. And when people feel responsibility instead of desire, they retreat. You must shift the frame completely. Intimacy is not negotiated. It is felt. And feelings grow from certainty mixed with space, not urgency mixed with need. Instead of asking, "Do you want to come over?" which sounds like a test you're hoping to pass, say something steady and unforced. "I'm heading back to my place for a glass of wine. You're welcome to join me." Then stop talking. Silence matters. Silence is part of confidence. Confidence is one of the most overlooked psychology tricks because it isn't loud. It's quiet. And quiet signals safety, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. Notice how the invitation works. You state what you're doing. You include her without pulling her. You leave the choice entirely hers. That freedom makes the choice easier. When a woman doesn't feel pushed, curiosity activates. Imagination opens. Emotion has room to move toward you. This aligns perfectly with how to fall in love at a subconscious level, because attraction deepens when someone feels free, not managed. Be clear, be relaxed, be unapologetic about your plans. Don't soften your words to reduce imagined risk. That softening often communicates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates hesitation, not closeness. Don't over-explain. Don't justify. Don't stack reasons. Just state, invite, allow. Allowance is magnetic. This isn't about clever lines or scripts. It's about embodying a grounded emotional posture that says, "I'm comfortable whether you say yes or no." That posture is one of the most powerful psychology tricks because it removes the hidden tension that quietly kills desire. When you practice this, you'll notice subtle shifts. Conversations flow more easily. Moments linger longer. Intimacy feels like shared discovery instead of requested permission. That's how female psychology responds when a man isn't chasing validation but offering presence. You're not trying to convince her. You're offering a doorway into your world. And worlds are attractive when they feel stable and open, not needy or performative. Be decisive about yourself. Be generous with space. Be calm in delivery. Calm persuades without force. When intimacy grows from this place, it feels natural, mutual, human. That's how to fall in love through trust rather than pressure. And that's why understanding psychology tricks and female psychology at this level isn't about control. It's about clarity, respect, and confidence working together. So rejection fades without ever being fought. 2. Lead emotionally before you lead physically. Here's the part most men overlook, and it quietly decides everything before anything physical ever happens. Intimacy does not begin with touch, it begins with emotion. You must understand this if you want connection without resistance. If you try to lead physically before you lead emotionally, you skip the real doorway. And doors don't open when they're pushed, they open when they feel safe. A woman's body follows her emotional state, not your timing. If she feels heard, something softens. If she feels seen, something settles. If she feels relaxed, something opens, often before she can even explain why. That is how attraction works beneath logic. Her body responds before her mind catches up. This isn't magic, it's human psychology. A high-value man understands this and never rushes the process. Don't interrupt when she speaks, even if you think you already know the point. Be present instead of impressive. That is attractive. When you listen without correcting, without steering, without waiting for your turn, you signal emotional steadiness. You tell her, without words, that you can hold space. That quality alone helps attract women more than clever lines ever could. Smile slowly, not to perform, not to please, but to show ease in the moment. Fast reactions create tension. Slow responses create calm. Calm invites closeness. Let silence breathe. Silence is not awkward when you're grounded. It's connective. Many men rush to fill space because they fear losing momentum. Don't. Silence allows emotion to deepen. Emotion is the bridge. Touch comes later. Men who rush to touch skip the real gateway. They try to enter through the side door and wonder why it stays closed. You must lead emotionally first. That is masculine energy in its most refined form. Not forceful, not hurried, just steady and intentional. A high-value man doesn't chase moments. He creates an environment where moments unfold. Be curious about her experience, not strategic about outcomes. Ask questions that show attention, not interrogation. Reflect what she says instead of escalating physically too soon. That reflection makes her feel seen. Feeling seen builds trust. Trust lowers resistance. This is how you attract women without pushing for anything at all. Don't confuse patience with passivity. You are still leading. Emotional leadership means guiding the tone, not grabbing the moment. You set the pace through calm, through presence, through confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. That is masculine energy working quietly in your favor. And yes, it works because it aligns with how people actually open up. If she feels safe emotionally, physical closeness feels natural. If she doesn't, no amount of timing will save you. That is the difference between men who struggle and the high-value man who understands rhythm. Be steady, be attentive, be grounded. You must earn emotional access before physical access ever feels right. This isn't about tricks or pressure. It's about awareness. When you lead emotionally, her body responds without debate. That's how attraction deepens. That's how you attract women without resistance. That's masculine energy done right. If this hits home, comment this right now. I lead with presence, not pressure. Like the video? Subscribe for more calm, commanding psychology, and remember this: real intimacy starts when you make her feel safe, seen, and at ease. Lead emotionally first, and everything else follows. 3. Slow down your voice. She'll feel safer instantly. Slow your voice, and you slow the moment, because pace is power, and power creates comfort. Comfort opens doors in modern dating, where noise and rush drown out real connection. When you speak fast, you leak uncertainty. When you speak slowly, you project certainty. Not arrogance, certainty, the kind that tells a woman she can relax, that nothing is being forced, that you are grounded in yourself. Lower your tone. Breathe before you speak. Pause after a sentence. Let silence work for you. Silence is not empty. Silence is loaded with intention. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that control of the self is the highest form of strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Your voice is an extension of that mind, so speak as if you already respect the outcome, whatever it is. Calm men feel inevitable, not rushed, not needy, just present. Presence is rare today, and rarity creates value. In a world of fast texts, fast talk, and fast validation, the man who slows down stands out instantly. This is not a trick. It is psychology aligned with human nature. Safety is felt before desire. Safety is felt through rhythm, tone, and patience. When you ask for intimacy, you do not chase it. You invite it. You speak as if you are offering an experience, not requesting approval. You let your words land. You allow her to respond fully. That pause tells her you are comfortable with yourself. Comfort signals emotional maturity. Emotional maturity attracts. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you see yourself as a calm, centered man, your voice will follow. Your timing will follow. Your outcomes will follow." This is where Stoicism win becomes real, not theoretical. When you master your pace, you master the interaction, not through pressure, but through steadiness, through allowing things to unfold naturally. That is how attraction actually grows in modern life, where people are overstimulated and undergrounded. Speak slowly, listen deeply, let her finish, let the silence breathe. Repeat the principle until it becomes automatic. Slow equals safe, safe equals open, open equals connection. Connection leads where it leads without resistance. This is iron mind training in real time. Your nervous system leads before your words do. When your nervous system is calm, hers can be too. Shared calm becomes intimacy long before touch ever happens. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Bravery here is not bold talk. It is restraint. It is the confidence to not rush the moment, to not over-explain, to not sell yourself, because you already know who you are. Apply this at dinner, on a walk, in quiet moments where life actually happens. Slow your voice when you speak about what you want. Slow it when you compliment her. Slow it when you ask for closeness. The slower you go, the more weight your words carry. Weight creates meaning. Meaning creates desire. This is old Stoic wisdom brought into today's fast world. This is Stoicism win in action. Train it daily until it becomes identity, until your iron mind is felt before it is ever seen. When you live this way, rejection loses its grip. Not because it never happens, but because you are no longer controlled by outcomes. That calm certainty is power, and power, when quiet, is unforgettable. 4. Remove the fear of obligation. Remove the fear of obligation, and you remove the invisible wall that causes resistance. When a woman senses pressure, even subtle pressure, her instincts quietly shift from curiosity to caution. That is where most men lose the moment without realizing it. Don't rush, don't push, don't angle for an outcome. Be calm, be grounded, be the man who creates space instead of closing it, because space is where desire breathes. This is one of those psychology tricks that sounds simple, but works deeply when done with sincerity rather than calculation. Say things that lower emotional tension instead of raising expectations. Say, "No rush," and mean it. Say, "We can take this slow," and prove it with your pacing. Say, "Only if it feels right," and genuinely be okay if nothing happens tonight. That emotional freedom signals safety, and safety is far more attractive than most men realize. In female psychology, attraction often grows not from being cornered, but from being invited. Don't hover. Don't seek reassurance. Don't ask in a way that sounds like you're waiting for approval to feel confident. Be relaxed. Be present. Be playful. That is the tone that communicates confidence without pressure. Here's the paradox you must understand. The moment you remove obligation, desire often increases on its own. Freedom feels rare. Freedom feels intoxicating. When she realizes she is choosing rather than complying, her interest deepens, her curiosity sharpens, and her emotional engagement rises. That is how to fall in love naturally, not by forcing chemistry, but by allowing it to unfold. This isn't about cheap tactics. This is about alignment. Your words, your body language, and your timing must all say the same thing. I want you, but I'm not here to take anything from you. That message lands powerfully, especially with women who have learned over time to guard themselves against subtle pressure. Don't ask with nervous energy. Don't frame intimacy like a test or a transaction. Be clear, but unburdened. Interested, but unattached. Clarity without attachment feels clean. Confidence without pressure feels rare. This is why men who understand psychology tricks at a deeper level often say less, not more. Silence after no rush is what proves you meant it. Remember this: female psychology responds strongly to emotional leadership, not force. Leadership here means setting a tone where she feels free to step forward instead of preparing to pull away. You must slow your breathing, soften your voice, keep your body language open. Your nervous system speaks louder than your words. When your nervous system is calm, hers can relax too. Relaxation is often the doorway to intimacy. Don't sell the moment. Don't justify your desire. Express it, then release it. Release is the signal that separates confidence from neediness. This is also how to fall in love without drama or emotional games. You create moments where both people feel chosen, not persuaded. Practice this consistently, and you'll notice something surprising. Women lean in more, conversations deepen, intimacy feels like a shared decision instead of a hurdle to clear. That is the quiet power behind these psychology tricks. They are rooted in respect, timing, and emotional intelligence, not manipulation. When you embody this, you stop chasing closeness and start attracting it, naturally, steadily, and in a way that feels right for both of you. If this opened your eyes, hit like, share it with someone who needs this mindset, and subscribe for more psychology that actually works. Comment this to lock it in. Freedom creates desire. Pressure kills attraction. 5. Be clear but never needy. Be clear, but never needy. That single distinction separates men who are quietly magnetic from men who constantly wonder why interest fades. Clarity is masculine. It signals direction, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. Neediness does the opposite. It leaks uncertainty. It asks instead of invites. That is why you must understand this point deeply if you want to ask for intimacy without rejection. When a man speaks clearly, without apology, and without tension, he doesn't pressure a woman. He grounds the moment. He names what is already present. Consider this simple line: I'm attracted to you, and I'd like to explore that. No apology, no rambling explanation, no nervous laughter, just truth, delivered calmly. That sentence works not because it's clever, but because it's clean. Don't soften it with excuses. Don't follow it with a speech. Don't explain why you feel that way. Be direct, be relaxed, be still. That is how a high-value man communicates desire. He doesn't negotiate attraction. He acknowledges it and lets the other person respond freely. You must also understand that clarity creates safety when it's paired with emotional independence. Many men think being clear means being intense. It doesn't. It means being honest without attachment to outcome. When you say what you want and then emotionally step back, something powerful happens. The pressure disappears. The moment opens. This is where many psychology tricks fail, because they try to manufacture interest instead of allowing it. A man who knows how to attract women doesn't chase reactions. He allows space after truth. That space is where curiosity grows. That space is where feminine interest often wakes up. Don't rush to fill silence. Don't ask, is that okay? Don't scan her face for approval. Be present. Be composed. Let the words stand on their own. Think of it like placing a glass of water on the table. You don't force someone to drink it. You simply make it available. That is masculine energy in practice. Calm offering. No grabbing, no hovering. When your words are clear and your body is relaxed, the message underneath becomes powerful. I know what I feel, and I'm comfortable with it. That message is rare, and rarity attracts women far more than effort ever will. This is why clarity is associated with a high-value man. Not because he is better than others, but because he is settled within himself. He doesn't outsource his confidence. He doesn't ask permission to feel desire. He expresses it and remains centered either way. Don't confuse neediness with vulnerability. They are not the same. Vulnerability is truth without demand. Neediness is truth with a hidden request attached. Women sense that difference immediately. In female psychology, emotional pressure is often felt before it is understood. That's why tone matters more than words. You must slow down your delivery, lower your voice, relax your shoulders, speak as if you already trust yourself. When you do this, even a bold statement feels safe. Even intimacy feels like an invitation, not a test. This is one of those psychology tricks that isn't really a trick at all. It's alignment, words, tone, posture, and intention all saying the same thing. Be careful not to over-justify. Over-justifying is fear disguised as logic. It sounds like, I feel this way because, followed by a list of reasons. Don't do that. Attraction doesn't need a defense. Desire doesn't need a resume. State it once, then stop. Silence is not your enemy here. Silence is proof of confidence. It shows you are not trying to convince. You are simply expressing. That expression, when calm, carries masculine energy that naturally helps attract women. You must also remember that clarity without expectation is what keeps rejection from feeling personal. When you are not needy, a no doesn't collapse you. It doesn't challenge your identity. And ironically, that emotional stability often changes how women respond. Not always immediately, but often enough to matter. This is how to ask for intimacy, without rejection turning into emotional damage. You are clear. You are grounded. You are unattached. That combination is powerful. A high-value man understands this intuitively. He doesn't escalate with anxiety. He doesn't retreat with shame. He moves forward with calm certainty. That certainty is felt, not argued. And when you embody that consistently, you'll notice a shift. Conversations feel cleaner. Flirting feels lighter. Intimacy feels mutual instead of negotiated. This is how masculine energy shows up in real life. Quiet, clear, unforced. And when you master this, you stop trying to attract women and start allowing attraction to meet you where you already stand. 6. Use eye contact longer than comfort, but softer than staring. Here's the truth most men never hear, and it changes everything. Intimacy is not asked for with words first. It's invited with presence. And nothing broadcasts presence faster than calm, intentional eye contact that lasts just a breath longer than comfort, yet remains warm, human, and unforced. When you hold her gaze with relaxed shoulders, a gentle smile, slow blinking, and steady breathing, you silently say what confident men have always known how to communicate. I am here. I am not chasing. I am not rushed. I am at ease with myself. That signal cuts through modern noise, social media overstimulation, and surface-level masculinity like a blade through fog. This is not about pressure or persuasion. It's about creating safety and curiosity at the same time. The nervous system decides attraction before the mind invents reasons. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what others say or think is the strongest form of power. That is pure Old Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. Most men look away too fast. They fidget, they overtalk, they try to impress. The man with an iron mind does none of that. He lets silence work for him. He lets eye contact breathe. He allows the moment to unfold without forcing an outcome. When your gaze is steady but soft, you activate comfort. When it lingers just a second longer, you spark intrigue. When it stays natural, you invite closeness without a single risky sentence. Look at modern dating. Endless swiping, shallow conversations, distracted dinners. Real attention has become rare, and rarity creates value. When you offer undivided eye contact, you stand out instantly, not as someone seeking validation, but as someone who already owns it. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom here means freedom from outcome, freedom from fear, freedom from needing approval. Women feel that immediately, even if they can't explain why. This is why the strongest move is not asking for intimacy too soon, but letting it rise naturally. Intimacy is a response, not a demand. When you hold eye contact while listening, instead of planning your next move, when you smile with your eyes instead of your mouth, when you blink slowly instead of darting away, you create quiet gravity. It pulls her closer without words, without tricks, without force. This is Stoicism win in action, not theory, practice. Stoic men master themselves first, and life responds second. Repeat this until it becomes instinct. Presence before words, calm before action, connection before request. The man who rushes loses. The man who waits wins. The man who holds the moment controls the frame. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Become the man who is comfortable with silence, comfortable with closeness, comfortable being seen. Intimacy follows naturally. This is not manipulation. This is alignment. This is respect. This is understanding human psychology at its root. Practice this daily, in conversations, in meetings, in relationships. You sharpen your iron mind. You project certainty without arrogance. You move through life with quiet authority. You stop chasing moments because moments begin to come to you. That is old Stoic wisdom. That is Stoicism win. That is how a man meets life eye to eye and lets it lean in first. If you made it this far, you understand something most men don't. Real intimacy starts with presence, not pressure. When you can hold eye contact calmly, soft, grounded, unhurried, you signal confidence she can feel. That's where attraction grows. Comment this sentence below to lock it in and interact with the channel. I stay present, grounded, and calm, and intimacy follows naturally. Drop it in the comments now. Let's see who's actually applying this. 7. Let her move first physically, after you set the tone. Here's the truth most men never hear, especially once you're past the phase of chasing signals and guessing games. Intimacy is not something you ask for with words alone. It is something you invite with presence. And one of the most powerful moves you can make is to let her move first physically after you have already set the tone. Your job is not to push, not to prove, not to persuade. Your job is to create a space that feels calm, safe, intriguing, and unmistakably intentional. Her job, if she feels it, is to step into that space on her own terms. When a woman chooses the moment herself, rejection quietly disappears. Be clear with your energy before you are ever close. Be relaxed but grounded. Be warm without hovering. That is how attraction begins long before touch. Sit close, but do not touch. Let the distance speak. Proximity without pressure signals confidence without saying a word. Pause after laughter instead of rushing to fill the silence. Silence gives her room to feel what just happened. Lean back slightly rather than leaning in. Leaning back says you are comfortable with yourself and not trying to take something. Do not underestimate how powerful that small physical retreat can be in female psychology, where desire often grows in the space between moments rather than in constant motion. Do not rush your hands. Do not test boundaries with sudden moves. Do not ask questions that force her to decide too soon. Be patient. Be observant. Be present. Intimacy is built when she feels she is choosing you rather than responding to you. This is one of those psychology tricks that works precisely because it does not feel like a trick at all. It feels natural, human, and respectful. That is why it is so effective. Notice the micro signals she gives when she feels comfortable. Notice how she angles her body toward you. Notice how her feet stay planted instead of drifting away. Notice how her voice softens or slows. When you see these signs, you must not accelerate. You must decelerate. Slowing down at the right moment communicates certainty. Certainty is deeply attractive, especially to a woman deciding whether she can trust where things are going. This is not about withholding or playing games. It is about understanding how to fall in love often begins with emotional safety. Emotional safety grows when a man shows he is not ruled by impulse. It grows when he can hold a moment without grabbing it. It grows when he understands timing. Timing is everything here. When she is the one who bridges the gap, the dynamic shifts. When she leans in, when she touches your arm, when she rests against your shoulder, when her knee brushes yours. At that moment, the interaction moves from possibility to mutual agreement. Once that happens, rejection is no longer part of the equation. No one rejects what they actively choose. Many men sabotage this moment by moving too fast right after a spark. They mistake excitement for permission. You must resist that urge. Restraint amplifies desire. Haste weakens it. In female psychology, attraction deepens when she feels both wanted and unpressured at the same time. This is one of those psychology tricks that rewards maturity, not bravado. It works best for men who understand that intimacy is not a conquest. It is a collaboration. Two people arriving at the same place from the same direction. Do not crowd her space. Do not fill every pause with talk. Do not assume interest needs to be locked in immediately. Be steady, be intentional, be calm. Calmness signals confidence more clearly than words ever could. Confidence is the quiet engine behind how to fall in love again at any age. When you master this, you stop fearing rejection altogether. You are no longer asking for something she has not already shown she wants. You are simply allowing her desire to reveal itself. That shift from seeking validation to creating invitation is what separates awkward moments from magnetic ones. When you understand this, psychology tricks stop feeling manipulative and start feeling like awareness. Female psychology becomes less mysterious and more intuitive, and how to fall in love transforms from a stressful pursuit into a natural unfolding, one that happens when you give the moment just enough space to breathe. 8. Never escalate. During emotional uncertainty. Never escalate during emotional uncertainty. That rule alone separates impulsive men from men who truly understand attraction. If she is stressed, distracted, or unsure, you must pause. Not because you are afraid, not because you lack desire, but because timing matters more than intensity. Many men make the mistake of thinking attraction is built by pushing forward at all costs. That is wrong. Attraction grows when a woman feels safe, respected, and understood in the moment she is in. If her mind is elsewhere, if her energy feels unsettled, escalating does not bring closeness. It creates distance. Do not ignore the emotional weather in front of you. Be aware, be grounded. That is what a high-value man does instinctively. Men who respect timing build trust. Trust is the quiet foundation behind intimacy. Without it, nothing lasts. When a woman senses that you can read the moment and respond with calm restraint, something important happens. Her nervous system relaxes. Her guard lowers. She begins to feel that you are not here to take, but to connect. That is rare. That is powerful. And that is exactly how you attract women without forcing anything. Masculine energy is not about speed. It is about steadiness. It is about knowing when to move and when to wait. Most men rush because they fear losing the moment. A high-value man understands that the moment will return if it is meant to. If she hesitates, smile and say, "It's okay, we don't have to rush anything." Those words matter. Keep them exactly as they are. They signal patience. They signal confidence. They signal emotional intelligence. You are not backing away. You are standing still, fully present, unshaken. That response does more than ease tension. It quietly tells her that you are comfortable with yourself, that you trust your own value, that you do not need immediate validation. This is masculine energy expressed through calm assurance, not pressure. And yes, it makes you more attractive because it feels safe and intentional at the same time. Do not escalate when she is uncertain. Do not mistake proximity for readiness. Do not confuse silence with invitation. Be observant. Watch her tone. Watch her pace. Watch her eyes. Emotional uncertainty is not rejection. It is simply a pause. And pauses are not problems when you know how to handle them. When you respect that pause, you show maturity, you show leadership, you show that you can regulate yourself instead of reacting impulsively. That quality alone puts you in a different category of men, one that women notice immediately, even if they cannot explain why. This maturity is rare and powerful. Most men talk about confidence, but very few demonstrate it when restraint is required. Anyone can lean in, anyone can push forward. Very few can hold their position with ease and patience. That is why this approach works so well. It does not rely on tricks or pressure. It relies on awareness and timing. When a woman feels emotionally uncertain, your calm response becomes the anchor in the moment. You are not adding noise. You are reducing it, and that creates attraction naturally. Be clear about this. Attraction is not built by overpowering a moment. It is built by understanding it. When you pause instead of escalating, you allow her emotions to settle. You give her space to process. And when she returns to the interaction, she does so by choice, not by pressure. That choice changes everything. That is how a high-value man attracts women without chasing or convincing. Masculine energy, when expressed correctly, feels steady, patient, and emotionally intelligent. It does not rush what is not ready. You must remember this. Intimacy grows fastest when it feels unforced. When you say, "We don't have to rush anything," you are not slowing things down permanently. You are setting the stage for deeper trust later. Women remember how a man made them feel during moments of uncertainty. They remember whether he respected their emotional state or ignored it. Those memories shape desire far more than bold moves made at the wrong time. If you want to attract women who feel genuinely drawn to you, not pressured by you, this principle matters. Be the man who understands timing. Be the man who can pause without anxiety. Be the man who knows that masculine energy is not proven through urgency, but through calm confidence. A high-value man does not fear waiting. He knows that when interest is real, it grows stronger in the presence of trust. That is how you attract women who choose you willingly. And that is how intimacy unfolds without rejection, naturally and powerfully. If you find this valuable, like the video, share it with someone who needs this mindset, and subscribe for more psychology and confidence insights. Comment below to lock it in and interact with the channel. I am a calm, confident man who respects timing and builds trust naturally. When you comment it, you're not just typing words, you're reinforcing the mindset of a man who doesn't rush, doesn't chase, and doesn't get rejected because he understands timing is power. 9. Assume desire but accept any answer calmly. Assume desire but stay calm no matter the answer, because real confidence never begs and real strength never panics. It simply stands firm and lets truth reveal itself. When you approach a woman with intimacy in mind, you do not ask like a man seeking permission. You invite like a man who already knows his value. Attraction responds to certainty, not pressure. As Old Stoic wisdom teaches, the man who is steady inside controls the moment without forcing it. You assume attraction not by words, but by tone, posture, timing, and presence. At the same time, you accept any response with relaxed composure. Nothing raises a man's value faster than emotional control in uncertain moments. If she says yes, you move forward naturally, without celebration, without rush. If she says no, you remain grounded, warm, unshaken. Strength is revealed not in winning, but in how you respond when the outcome is unclear. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This principle applies directly here. The moment she declines and you do not tighten, retreat, or explain yourself, you communicate safety, self-respect, and inner authority all at once. Modern life has trained many men to treat rejection as failure. Seasoned men know better. They understand that attraction is fluid, situational, and responsive to emotional steadiness. Very often, a woman reassesses a man not when he pushes forward, but when he steps back calmly and allows space to work. When you accept her answer without collapse, without resentment, without trying to change her mind, You separate yourself from the needy behavior she sees every day. In that moment, something subtle shifts. Composure signals maturity. Maturity creates desire. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom here means freedom from outcome dependence, freedom from needing validation, freedom from chasing approval. That is exactly why this approach works. This is Stoicism, win in action, not theory, not philosophy locked in books. This is lived behavior that commands respect in real-world interactions. A man with an iron mind does not cling to a single moment. He trusts the process. He trusts his value. He understands that attraction often grows after a calm refusal, because safety and intrigue replace pressure. In today's fast-paced world, where attention is cheap and reactions are loud, the man who remains relaxed becomes unforgettable. Calm is rare. Restraint is rare. Emotional discipline is magnetic. You are not proving anything. You are demonstrating who you are. Without words, you are saying, "I am comfortable with myself. I do not need to persuade. I do not need to perform." That energy lingers. That energy invites curiosity. That energy often brings her closer later, on her terms, when she feels secure enough to choose. As Epictetus reminded us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. What you are becoming here is a man whose presence alone communicates confidence, patience, and quiet certainty. This is Old Stoic wisdom applied to modern dating. Mastery does not come from tricks. It comes from inner stability, repeated until it becomes instinct. Assume desire, because hesitation kills momentum. Accept any answer, because desperation kills attraction. Stay calm, because calm is power. Stay grounded, because grounded men are trusted. Repeat this behavior. You build an iron mind that wins without force, without friction, without fear. This is Stoicism win lived out loud. This is how a man masters moments, masters himself, and ultimately masters life. 10. Become a man who doesn't fear rejection. Become the man who doesn't fear rejection, because here's the quiet truth most men never hear. The moment you start bracing for a no, you broadcast need, and need quietly kills attraction, while calm acceptance flips the entire dynamic. Don't chase approval. Be grounded. That is the paradox. Men who fear rejection get rejected more, not because women enjoy saying no, but because fear leaks into tone, posture, timing, and energy long before a word is spoken, and female psychology is exquisitely sensitive to that undercurrent. You must understand this clearly. Intimacy cannot be negotiated like a favor or requested like a transaction. It must be offered as an invitation, clean and pressure-free. When intimacy feels like a gift you're sharing rather than something you're asking for, women sense it instantly. And this is where real psychology tricks actually work, not through manipulation, but through emotional alignment. Don't over-explain. Don't plead. Don't hedge your desire with nervous humor or excessive logic. Be simple. Be present. Be willing to lose the moment without losing your composure. That calm willingness is what makes you magnetic, because how to fall in love always begins with safety, and safety is created by a man who is comfortable with any outcome. When you can say, without tension, "I'd like to be closer to you," and truly mean, "and I'm fine if not," you remove pressure from the room, and pressure is the silent killer of intimacy. This is where psychology tricks and female psychology overlap beautifully. The brain relaxes when it feels no emotional debt, no looming expectation, no hidden agenda. You must let go of the outcome before you speak, not after. That is the discipline. That is the difference. Don't perform confidence. Be settled in yourself. Women aren't responding to bravado. They're responding to emotional steadiness. A man at peace with rejection signals abundance without saying a word, and abundance is deeply attractive because it implies choice, self-respect, and emotional maturity. When intimacy is framed as something you enjoy sharing rather than something you require to feel validated, your presence changes, your timing improves, and your words land softly instead of sharply. This is one of the most misunderstood psychology tricks in modern dating. Detachment is not indifference, it's emotional freedom, and emotional freedom is contagious. Be slow, be deliberate, let silence do some of the work. Say less, feel more. Notice how asking for intimacy isn't about the question itself, but about the emotional climate you create before the question ever arrives. If you're anxious, she feels evaluated. If you're relaxed, she feels invited. That is female psychology in action, subtle and constant. You must stop seeing rejection as a verdict on your worth and start seeing it as neutral information. Because the man who doesn't fear rejection doesn't rush, doesn't push, and doesn't collapse when desire isn't immediately mirrored. He stays himself, and paradoxically, that steadiness is often what opens the door. How to fall in love isn't about clever lines or strategic timing, it's about emotional posture, about showing desire without attachment to control. Don't rush the moment. Don't try to win. Be honest, be clear, be unafraid. When intimacy is offered with warmth and zero demand, it feels safe, exciting, and real. That is why men who are at peace with any outcome feel magnetic. Not because they're flawless, but because they're free. And freedom, more than any other psychology tricks, is what draws people closer again and again, in love, in desire, and in every meaningful connection that lasts. Hey, my friend, thanks for staying with me until the end. Remember this, intimacy is never something you force or chase. It's something a woman feels safe choosing when you show calm confidence, emotional awareness, and respect for the moment. When you stop fearing rejection and start leading with presence, attraction flows naturally, without tricks, without pressure. So take this advice seriously. Work on your inner stability first. Slow down. Read the energy. When your intention is clear and your presence is grounded, the right woman won't feel pushed, she'll feel drawn. If this way of thinking helped you see attraction differently, support the channel. Like the video, subscribe for deeper psychology and real-world wisdom. Share this with a man who truly needs to hear it, because real strength isn't manipulation. The strongest men lead with presence, and intimacy follows.